Hello and welcome to the House of Vizsla, where we talk anything and everything Star Wars, and welcome to our live recording of this show. And we are talking about the new news that happened a couple weeks ago. Basically, this is an extension of State of Star Wars Winter Edition. Technically, it's part 2, but we are calling it not. But we are talking about Dave Filoni as new president of Lucasfilm and some of the news that has gone around because of that. I'm joined with my co-host, Echo. How are you doing?
It really helps if I'm alt-tabbed in. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, doing pretty well.
All right. So, just how has your week been?
My week's been going pretty well. Getting a lot of homework. But hey, getting it done, so.
Hey, it's something. And
how about your week?
Yeah, my week has been good. I just got the X-Wing back from the shop. It had to go get fixed for a bit, and then my TIE fighter, so I had to loan out because it hasn't gotten any miles. So I had to loan it out to Zane from Sith Dominion podcast. So
yeah, I've just been here, sitting, chilling by the Falcon.
Yeah.
Hopefully getting it repaired.
Yeah, sorry. The Falcon is mainly a lot of parts. Takes a lot to get the annual done each.
Don't question the credit cost.
I'm guessing it's not good. Because it's kind of cramped in the X-Wing. There's not much arm room. You can't really relax. You're stuck in one seat.
I mean, we have a little bit of more room than you would think in the Falcon, but we don't really talk about that.
So we recently did few recordings a couple weeks ago. How was that?
Well, I mean, we did a whole bunch of recordings on the same day, so
Yeah,
that was pretty exhausting.
It was. And it's great being back in this show and the setup we have and not all gather around the same spot. Hey, it's nice when we can do it, but we don't have a studio. We do this out of a dorm room. So,
yes.
Literally. So.
So, I mean, we have about as much space as the inside of your X-Wing.
Yeah, but a little more.
Closer to what, like a Y-Wing?
I'm thinking more of like a... Yeah, I was thinking more of like the U-Wing or B-Wing. God. The ship that Hezi and Andor use.
Yeah, the U-Wing.
U-Wing, yeah.
Though it does kind of remind me of the Lambda class.
But we also have the ability to, any comments made for live shows, bring them in right into the fold and talk about it. That was us saying technical issues. Yeah, mics don't like walking right before live streams, but
I have 4 USB ports on my computer. It took plugging this one into the 4th one to get my mic to work. So now all of my cables are a little crazy.
All right. Yeah, so I think it is time for the main discussion.
Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
That was blinding.
I mean, I don't have my monitor's brightness set to full, so, I mean, worked for me.
So, yeah, main discussion. I think we had a trailer dropped for Maul Shadow Lord. So let's start with that. Let me know if you can hear it.
Times have changed.
All right. I'll get that fixed real quick. Difficult is always fun.
And we seem to have our fair share of them.
All right. So
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly
that is very. That is strange. Battle.
It's not even setting my headphones as an option.
That. Hey, we. Do.
Okay, now my headphones are correct.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, all right, let's try this again. Okay.
Sorry.
Can you hear that?
I can hear it, but I don't think our viewers can see it.
Yes, I was making sure you could hear it, but
times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is. See things from a new perspective.
Is this what our future holds? Always running.
I invite you to look more closely.
What are we dealing with?
Good question. And I offer you an opportunity.
Maul.
We have all been made to suffer. We survive, but do not live. The Emperor wants you dead. Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered.
Hello there, friends. Welcome back to another.
double clicked. So there it was. So Maul Shadow Lord. First look into it. Newest animated series, voiced by Sam as Darth Maul. What did you like?
Well, I just kind of like the return to the animated style because, and I like both animated and live action. But a few of the recent live action ones haven't quite been as good. So hoping that animation one's good then. But yeah, it definitely sounds interesting, and I'm really looking forward to getting to see it.
Yep. So yeah, I liked this. I already watched it once, and I liked how it looked, and liked things of it, which I'm talking weirdly. But I watched it once, and it was more of a quick, short trailer, and this is more of the longer version, and it was the first one I found. But um, just the close up on Maul and the detail we see with the tattoo markings is incredible.
Yeah.
And I liked how it showed some of the grit, the dark of the underworld aspect of.
Which we've both, it feels like we've both seen a lot of it, but yet not seen enough of it in Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah. We had Andor, which definitely showed the grit, but
And like a few of the later seasons in Clone Wars, and even some of the episodes of Mandalorian showed some of the like underworld side, but we haven't seen much of it from anywhere else.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Tales is a unique series, plus it's one-offs, but yes, the underworld, the darker side, not this mystical Jedi adventure, which hey, that is Star Wars, but the darker tones is cooler. How more of a deeper story with it.
Yeah, that's like one of the things that they did with Andor, kind of showing the deeper story through the grit of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then on our website we do have a link to our Discord. It's also in the description. After this show, we'll hang out there for a bit. If you're in our Discord server, you can hang out with us, talk with us, and we can go in more detail and have an open, cool conversation. House of Vizsla after show for y'all. But the big news that we had was Kathleen Kennedy stepping down from Lucasfilm, and this was like last week then that it was announced. And we put a quick video out, but Dave Filoni is now president of Lucasfilm. It's official on their website. Kathleen Kennedy's not there. So, what is it that would and we talked about it. What would Dave Filoni have to do his filmography and stuff? But got an article from the Hollywood Reporter, and it's basically talking about Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, Dave Filoni, and the one Brennan stepping up to take Kathleen's place. But what people don't know is Llewellyn Brennan is the general manager and president of Lucasfilm with Kathleen Kennedy in these later years. And her role's not changing. Dave Filoni is getting brought up to replace Kathleen Kennedy on the creative side of Lucasfilm. And so main thing with it is like, I haven't read it actually, but
Neither have I. I mean, you did send it to me like a minute before we started, so
yeah, Kathleen Kennedy was guiding Lucasfilm for 14 years, has been an producer for many films and part of the film industry for a while. And before Lucasfilm, she produced movies with Steven Spielberg, E.T., Jurassic Park, and she was the one who helped make the prequel trilogy happen. And then in 2012, George Lucas asked her to come and help take stuff, and then was elevated to the head of Lucasfilm when it was sold to Disney. So, and then also, some of the stuff, Dave Filoni been out a lot. Creative direct, chief creative officer and stuff.
he was one of the people behind the Clone Wars.
Yes, and then both Filoni and Brennan will be reporting to Alan Bergman, the co-chair of Disney Entertainment. So there's just a lot of stuff that is part of it, and stuff with interviews and stuff. A whole lot. We'll send the link out later. But also getting rid of filmmakers and directors and replacing it, and it goes all through it. But what is your thought with Dave Filoni, now head of creative?
Well, I mean, I generally liked the Clone Wars.
Same.
And I know he's done a few of the newer ones as well. I don't exactly know which ones he was fully a part of.
Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka.
Yeah, I know The Mandalorian was very much audience liked. I have heard some people against the Book of Fett. It's rather one of the ones I like better. And then I've heard like both sides on Ahsoka as well. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because like many fans do blame Kathleen Kennedy for a lot of the things that have gone on recently with Star Wars not quite being as popular. And I'm sure she does have some blame in there, but she's also one of the people who, like you mentioned, brought about the prequels, and she's been there for the successes as well as the failures.
Yeah. So Kathleen Kennedy, great. Just some of it with choose I was watching Star Wars Theory. He posted a video. It's finally happening, and he's one of the bigger voices within the Star Wars fandom, and he was like, he was talking about how Star Wars has backstory or material you can make from I forget the name for it. Source material. And then you also have a interview between Kathleen Kennedy and George Lucas, and Kathleen Kennedy's like, I'm gonna stay true to your characters and the different things. So
Of course, that happens, and then we see what happened with the sequel. That's the word I can't think of. Sequel trilogy.
and that's all because it happened with Marvel too, in a sense, but the limelight of fans in Disney's mind, we need to make these movie shows that are directed to father son audience, which hey, Star Wars is and was, but it wasn't directed for. It was directed for kids. It's like a fairy tale story, but a lot more men watched it. But they kind of wanted to make Marvel and Star Wars in a different direction around the same time, and just muddied it up. You could see it with Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah, like one of the best illustrations I heard. One of the best illustrations I heard for the Marvel post Endgame is they just took a glob of spaghetti, threw it at the wall, and saw what stuck.
Yeah,
That's essentially what they've been doing, just pushing out shows and movies and stuff that's barely connected to the original stuff, to the other new stuff, even to itself sometimes.
yeah. I the sequel trilogy had great moments. I was talking about this with a homemate literally last night. And it was basically that was great. Was great. Could have been a great character, but there was nothing around it. No development in Rey. And Rey could have been great. Ahsoka. Look at Ahsoka. She is the main character of Clone Wars. Yes, Anakin and Obi-Wan and Rex were there, and they could be considered main characters sometimes. But Ahsoka was the main character for it, and ended the show. And Ahsoka was amazing. And a ton of fans loved her, but it was done right.
Right.
And Ahsoka can be put up with Luke Skywalker, with Anakin Skywalker, as the and Ezra Bridger as these role model Jedi characters. And it doesn't matter male or female Jedi or characters. If they were written great and has a story, and Havoc talked about it a lot during his interview, how there's zero development on some of that stuff, but there is. It's just not to the caliber of other films.
Right. I mean, nothing against the actors and actresses. They did a good job. It's just, like, especially changing the director, not once, but twice.
Yes.
That's part of the issue of how you lose the story and how you lose the development like that.
But George Lucas didn't direct Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. He had other people direct it, but he was on the set, basically directing the director.
He still had a large say in what the story was, how he wanted it to go, and basically, like you said, directed the directors. Whereas with the sequels, I don't see any evidence of that happening.
We had Lawrence Kasdan, who helped George Lucas write Force Awakens. And we could have used scripts that George Lucas made himself, outlines for the sequel trilogy, that were sitting on the shelf, and they were basically like, "Oh, these scripts, flop." So I actually threw that all the way to Echo's computer.
Yes.
That's hilarious. But it landed right here.
Oh, nice.
Made it in through the X-wing. That's strange.
Must be slightly force sensitive.
Oh yeah. Somehow Jedi's can breathe in space. Okay.
No, you see,
Yeah,
you saw
yeah.
from Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
You can teleport objects somehow to each other.
Yeah. But this isn't about the prequels. This is about the Star Wars news. But the next one is from IGN, and it's talking about the hunt for Ben Solo. It was announced, got a ton of fandom a couple months ago, and Kathleen Kennedy said the Hunt for Ben Solo movie script was great. Anything's a possibility if someone is willing to take a risk. But and this was in a stepping down interview, and she was actually talking to Deadline about it, which I may open up the ladle. But the script was made by Steven Soderbergh and Adam Driver, and Adam Driver was working behind the scenes to get this happen. Ben Solo, we know nothing about in the sequel trilogy, and there's a lot we can expand on. And yes, he disappeared in Rise of Skywalker and just plopped away, but there could potentially be a way for him to come back. But I don't want to talk about it. That's story or whatever.
That's for speculation,
And this
not necessarily this video.
Yeah. So, and so it went through, and this is about risk. The risk may well not be handed into incoming leadership. But it did go all the way up to Disney and the higher ups. So, and it's just talking about it. Also, link. But what do you think? Like, if a writer director and someone's like, "Hey, I want to make a Star Wars movie," and they go to Disney and they work on stuff, they are taking a risk of making it. Lucasfilm's taking a risk. Why not try to do something?
Yeah, and that's like it mentions in the article you pulled up. When the original script, or when it was originally announced that there had been a script for it and Disney had turned it down, a lot of fans came out to, like, I think it said that, yeah, over Walt Disney Studios in California, a lot of people came out and not quite protested, but basically like flew banners saying "Save the hunt for Ben Solo" and stuff like that. But yeah, it is a risk, like every movie is. And I mean, this one is one that I would be interested in because, like you mentioned, it's something that we don't know all that much about.
Yes. And yes, things may happen. It may get done, but also Lucasfilm did give a risk. Rian Johnson came in and said, "I want to make a trilogy, 3 movies," and instead of yes, let's do it. Why not go do this? Another project somewhere else. Is that a good thing to do? Take a risk on a director to do something they weren't really coming in the door asking about?
I mean, I'm not really in the movie making business myself, so I don't really know any technicals there. But from what I know, probably not a good idea to just shuffle him off somewhere rather than, like, if he comes in with a bad script, you can be like, okay, to be honest, I didn't really like your script, but we could use you somewhere else if you wanted to.
And there could have been, hey JJ, we'd like you to be also on set, working with this director. You two are gonna work together to make this. That could have happened. That
should have
That
happened.
should have happened for Rise of Skywalker. Had two people who were
Like even Last Jedi too.
paramount in expanding this universe of Star Wars to something different. But we've got the exit interview from Deadline, from Kathleen Kennedy, and exclusive one, and this was done before the news broke. But a lot of background. But Deadline asked a lot about Lucasfilm has a book code of a lot of future Star Wars films and generated many hours of Disney Plus series in years. Talk about the combination of Filoni and Brennan, and you finally loosening your grip on the reins. And basically, 2 years ago, Kathleen Kennedy was like talking about 2 years ago, working on setting up transition, and she recommended Filoni and Brennan, and Brennan has been doing running business alongside of different things, and then Dave Filoni didn't direct any movies, but then I had him come on set, basically because he had an animation background, very talented, as well as Pablo, whatever. But a lot of people they brought up do stuff, and different things. Ahsoka season 2, which finished that in October, and different things, and then Deadline asked Bob Iger retired and was replaced and came back, and Kathleen Kennedy's like, that is not happening here, type of deal.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the fandom would not be too happy with that, because I've seen a whole lot of people who really don't give her any credit for anything, basically.
But she's like, I would stick around a bit longer than I had intended, but I am so ready to go off and have a chance to make lots of movies, and work with her husband again, and some of the new technology and stuff. And then Deadline asked it about AI and stuff, how AI can do potential stuff, and
To be honest, I really hope we don't have that much AI used in the generation. It's just a personal thing for me that I Don't really like AI all that much. Couldn't tell you why.
Talking about the new Starfighter, like what did you love? What did you most love about the time, the community, and different things? One that it was one the lows was a big one I've heard about talking about and different things. And then link in the description. I'll post a link later. But it talked about a ton of the other stuff, different projects, and what happened with it. And basically a lot of stuff like James Mangold's on hold. Taika Waititi's was hilarious and great. It wasn't. It's not just my decision because she has one foot. Donald Glover has toned in a script. The Adam Driver thing, great, but possibility if someone was willing to take a risk, and just a lot of stuff. And basically, talking about how, on the first day of the job, I said be bored, but different things. And then Ryan Johnson, he expected to tone, and basically once he made the Knives Out films, he basically pushed himself out or something. And Kathleen thinks Ryan made one of the best movies, which we've discussed about.
Probably we'll discuss in the future as well.
Yes. And then just different things. The Simon Kinberg, he's working on it right now. He wrote something we read in August. He is expected to give us something in March. Spin-offs and fan base gonna get overlooking and different things. And so much. But I haven't had time to actually read all of it.
Neither have I, because again, I was sent these things like a minute before we started.
But one thing that George Lucas had scripts and made and just had things ready. Basically, hey, I've got these ideas. I don't want to really make them, but I'm gonna give you Lucasfilm. You can make them for me. And this is by Screen Rant. Basically, Star Wars is official, bringing back George Lucas's episode. That's 7 plans following Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm exit, which, hey, that could be great, but in Mall Shadow Lord, basically talked about their introduced canon Darth Talon, which in the first trailer and could be something that happens in the future. And yeah. There was a it could be Disney's take on it. This is Darth Talon for episode 7.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. I think I can actually think now. Uh, I know in a lot of these like post Return of the Jedi, but still pre Force Awakens. I know a lot of the like movies that have come have canonized a lot of different things from the expanded universe, Legends, and a bunch of other like books as well.
Yeah.
And yes, I do realize that like expanded universe is now Legends, but
And yes, we can always take an idea from the source material, legends, what people have done, and it can become canon. But it needs to fit in the right way with everything else. And it has to be
like
done
we
right.
said, like said before with Marvel, like everything that they've been taking has been from their comics, and from Captain America to Endgame. Yep, that's the earliest and the latest. That all flow together. That all fit together. And like I said, it's the stuff post Endgame that it seems like they've lost that continuity.
So yeah. That's it on some news, and we can open it up. Didn't really get any questions and thoughts from Discord to put in. So or chat.
Or chat.
It's sad. It is. Um, but probably consistency is probably the best thing to do. But hey, live streams are hard scheduling them.
Especially because we had it scheduled for time X. We rescheduled it for time Y. And then we had technical difficulties and had to push it back essentially to the original starting time.
No, original starting time was supposed to be 8 p.m.
Thought I read 9 on the email. Oh well.
No, that was yesterday's. Oh, the future recording that we will post that we recorded before this. Continuity. In. Yes, so we have, this is a way we'll be continuing after this, so after I get this episode onto, Spotify, I will put this is up on YouTube and next day on Spotify and other audio feeds. But I think it's a good place to end it. We went through most of the news. If we had Fives with us, we could we probably went in more discussions and probably more rabbit holes. But
there are a surprising lack of them this time.
Yeah, strange. But it is Five's birthday this weekend. So if you're in the Discord or you're hopping around in it, make sure to say happy birthday. You're listening this weekend, come in to Discord to say happy birthday. Or if it's a month from now and you're listening, still say it. You'll see it somehow.
Happy belated birthday.
So I think with that said, make sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Check out our audio feeds if you want to just hear us talk.
And if you want your opinion heard on future live streams, feel free to join our Discord,
where you can join us for the after show. With that said, may the Force be with you.